But actually, on that note, if you think of inheritance tax, you know, and this is about money,
and love,
if you stay well in your old age, you keep your house, you keep you know, everything you've built up. You are able to do with it whatever you choose. If you're ill, and especially if both of you are ill, you lose everything. You lose your house. You lose your right to provide any inheritance to anybody. Your tax at the inheritance point is 100%.
That's true, isn't it? That is absolutely true, and a frightening thought, isn't it? Your whole life seems to have been for very little in that sense.
But not only do you lose your health, your space in the world, your dignity, your purpose, you have everything else torn away from you.
Do you lose the right to vote if you have dementia?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Okay, I could make a joke there, but I probably won't. Instead, I'll read out this text from William in Inverness. That's a very long way in Scotland. He says, and this is really good information, Scotland does have free care for our senior citizens. Also from April, we will all get our prescriptions free of charge. Isn't that incredible? Take note, Gordon Brown, or whoever's in charge of health. And someone's offering the blessing of Lord Jesus upon you. So there we go. Thank you very much for that. So we've got 4 minutes left. How would you like to end this? I mean, you've had your victory. You haven't been paid yet, though, have you?
Not for my father.
So
and again,
all that fighting, all that decision. This is now what? How many months after the decision was made?
We're getting on. We're in the 3rd month after the decision.
So do you think they will? Cough
I
up?
have every confidence that they will.
Or will they decide to take it all back and say we've changed our mind?
I sincerely hope not.
I mean, should the worst happen in that period, they presumably still are obliged to.
Yeah, absolutely. That shouldn't make any difference. You know, if he dies now, that should be. It's all the same.
And what does that include? That includes all his care.
Yes.
They don't say, "Oh no, but he's got to eat, and we're going to charge him £5 for dinner" or something.
No, it's all his care, whatever that involves, wherever that is.
So that's his medication, his nursing, his food, and heating and lodging, and
everything.
Okay.
As if he were in hospital. It's all his care. Yes.
Okay. But he can't, you can't have anything. You can't have special things for him, or.
No, I mean,
like
he
a special
doesn't
diet. I mean, you're talking about like a healthy diet.
Yeah, he doesn't have to move homes to be within a certain price range. You know, he can stay where he is. So, fortunately, we've won, and he's able to stay there and know that, for the moment at least, he's secure.
And they are together?
They're in the same home, yes.
But not in the same room?
Not in the same room.
Do they know each other still?
They mostly, to a degree, yes.
Well, one more than the other, or?
It depends on the day. But
presumably they have days when they're both.
They have days when they're both completely out of it, and they have days when they're more lucid. So it's, that sometimes they don't have any real interaction. Sometimes they do.
And you're there how often?
Every other weekend.
Okay.
So.
It must be quite hard having a conversation if they don't know.
No, and the most difficult thing is that their speech is severely impaired because of the Parkinson's. My dad can barely speak, and it's almost impossible to understand what he's trying to say. That's really difficult. My mum can say a few words at a time. But as I mentioned before, the most important thing is to simply be there, and they'll know at some level that you're there. And that's the most important thing.
Well, that's I guess that's kind of encouraging. I do find it hard to look at that decline, because it's going to happen to us all, including me, no doubt.
Yes, it's
a scary thought.
It's
isn't
not
it?
a nice prospect. Everything seems to conspire against you, but. There is hope.
Yes, there is hope. And Simon, just in the last 30 seconds, you mentioned in the break there you have a solution to this problem of decline, didn't you? Do you want to tell us all?
Yes, this is very much my philosophy. That's eat pizza and die early. But I wouldn't necessarily recommend that to anybody, and that's not medical advice or legal advice.
And if this show is followed by an advert for a pizza company, we accept no responsibility.
But one thing I would like to say in the closure is steadfastness, robustness, persistence.
Persistence, right. That is all we've got time for. Thank you to everyone for watching our special 2-hour show and for those who texted. And thanks to our very special guests, Angela Sherman and Simon Stone. If you've enjoyed this show, please tell all your friends. Next week we'll be back with yet another exciting show that might even change your life. Until then, remember, they're watching you, watching us, watching them. Cheerio.